What? Hey, already ready to flex. What is going on, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here with yet another episode of the Legion of Raw with the man, the bro man, the Flex Kavana. A little trivia for you, Vince Russo. Flex Kavana was formerly the ring name of what WWE, popular WWE star, former WWE star, former, current, former, from the Attitude Era. I'll give you a little bit more hint. Flex Kavana.
I have no idea.
The Rock.
Oh yeah, I should have known that.
Yeah, I think he's in Flex. I think he was Flex Kavana when he was in Memphis.
I should have known that.
Yeah. How are you, my man?
Tired, but I am here, bro.
That makes the two of us, man. Tired as well, but ready to rock and roll. And we have a fun show on the Legion of Raw every single week here. We turn gimmicks into gimmickade. We put people over like Veer Mahan and Toots Mont and the Black Scorpion and the Bouncies. And who else do we put over?
Where is Veer Mahan? Is he gone or is he on SmackDown now?
I heard he was doing some things on the main events. I heard he got into really good shape. So I don't know if they're trying to repackage him because I heard he got to some really good shape, which is pretty cool. So I don't know, man. He still has the best hair in the business, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, without doubt, without a doubt,
still has the best hair in the business, man. Just a silky grade of hair, man. That's
yes.
Just the guys and the girls die to have. So here's the thing, Vince. I don't know how you feel about this, but I think I can honestly say that I saw a better Raw this week, man. I don't know how you feel about it. Not the best, still got a lot of critique, but I saw a better Raw than normal.
What was better about it for you?
It wasn't as normal. The beginning of it was a little stale because it was kind of the same, but it was different. I think the angle addition to it helped because I was super happy. I told you before, I'm all about making meaning to matches. Give it a stipulation, give it something, lead it to something. And then we saw the angle thing. It wasn't just a regular match between the Street Profits and the Alpha Academy. It had something tied to it. If the Alpha Academy won, Kurt Angle had to join the Alpha Academy. To me, that was a different element. It was a good way to use Angle, which is supposed to be a one-off, and he had people come, Pittsburgh's own, like I said before, the PR and stuff like that. And I think that was a good addition to Raw. We'll get to the ending as far as the tag team part. I think there was some seeds planted with Dominic. The reason why he was wondering why he wasn't the tag team partner and Edge was the partner instead. I think that was some cool seeds planted. So yeah, I mean, Riddle and Rollins, that was the same to me. I got some critiques about Owens and Sami Zayn, although I also see some seeds planted with that too. So there were some elements that was a bit different to me that showed me that there are seeds planted to something more, which I'm all for. So that's why.
Chris, I got to be honest.
Monsieur?
I got to be honest with you. Here's the problem. Here's the problem, and I'm going to say it flat out. I don't make no bones about it. I'm going to say it flat out, bro. Nothing's going to make me ever like this show. I mean, they lost me so long ago. There's nothing that could make me like this show. Yeah. Did this show seem a little more crisper? Did it maybe move along a little quicker? Yes, and yes. But bro, when it still comes down to it, bro, it's still the wrestling bubble. And
Hey, did you? But what about this Seth and Riddle thing about bringing up his divorce and did you see that part?
bro, yeah, we'll go through the whole show. But see, here's the problem I have with this. Isn't Riddle supposed to be a babyface?
Yes.
Well, wasn't there a divorce, and aren't there a lot of stories about Riddle on the internet? Do you really want people to go Googling Riddle? That's what I mean, bro. That makes no sense to me. Riddle is supposed to be your babyface. So now if somebody doesn't know the story, oh yeah, well, your wife left you and your kids don't want to see you.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Let me Google Matt Riddle. And then you're going to read about like
because he was the heel in that situation.
I'm talking about. Why would you do that, bro? That's what I mean. That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah. Why would you do that?
I can definitely understand that part.
They're trying to shock people because he dropped 2 F-bombs and they bleeped it out. Like, really, bro? Like, I don't know, bro. There were a lot of things throughout this show where, to me, bro, it always goes back to wrestling. It always goes back to a lack of writing, a lack of logic. For instance, bro, we have AJ Ziggler and Baylor and Priest, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to keep, first of all, bro, it has been proven 100% of the time, documented, proven, a match with a promo starting a show starting off with a promo always 100% of the time outdraws a show starting with the match. And you want to know why? I'll explain to Sportskeeda why, so you guys understand why. People are creatures of habit. And during the Attitude Era, when we started opening up every show that way with a story, people got used to it, and that's what they expected to open a show. And every time, bro, we opened up a show with action, the number was always lower in the first segment.
Interesting.
That's been documented. That's been proven over and over again. But here's my point again, bro. I'm going to get back to writing again. And I know I'm starting to sound like a broken record to a lot of people. But you got AJ and Ziggler against Baylor and Priest. So if they had any idea of history and numbers and facts, they would know there's a chance of losing any casuals if you're starting with a match.
Yeah.
Well, then, bro, you know what you do? You have Edge drive up at the beginning of the match, bro. At the beginning of the match. Now he showed up in the parking lot. Now he's here. Now the people are going to stay tuned to see what Edge does. Not at the end of the match, bro. That was a good hook, bro, to get us into the next segment, but you may have already lost those casuals because this match meant absolutely nothing. You got to have Edge show up early in the match.
I think that's a good point when it comes to just that nuance. I love just talking about the nuance. I think that nuance actually would have made the segment better. Like I said before, to me, this is just redundant when it comes to just a regular, like it just this opening segment was like, I mean, it was just like, okay, so another variation of something going on in a tag match with AJ and Dolph and Judgment Day and everything like that. I think coming from the casual standpoint, from people coming to the show from that 2 million mark, you got to start off hot, and I think it didn't start off hot. This
started
week.
off with a match with no stakes that really meant nothing.
Yeah. You got to capitalize on that 2 million.
There were a lot of things, bro. A lot of things like that in this show, and like we can go through and over every single one. And I will point out to you, bro, it's the wrestling bubble, and these are the things that are turn-offs to casual fans. I will explain every one to you as we go through this.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I think that's a good point. I'm interested to see. So, do you think that they had a change of plans with Beth? Why do you think Beth came out last week and no show this week?
Wasn't that in their hometown last week? Aren't they? Isn't Edge from Toronto?
Edge is, yeah.
Well, do they live in Toronto?
I don't think so. I think they live in Florida.
Yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea. But again, like we get to this second segment and we got Judgment Day promo. We got Edge coming out, throws My Chemical Romance out there, which like I don't get that reference from 30 years ago. But then, bro, we have our match and okay, so first of all, Dominic's got this stick in his hand, the kendo stick, and he's in there alone with Rhea Ripley. So my first thing is like, okay, bro, you are a man and you need a kendo stick to fend this woman off. Okay. So then she talks him out of giving her the kendo stick, which I guess is showing she has some control over Dominic, right? Mm-hmm. But then, bro, the last scene is you got Rhea Ripley with the kendo stick and three male baby who's the heel? You've got 3 male baby faces and 1 female trying to protect herself with a kendo stick. Who are the baby faces, bro?
This was a weird segment.
Very weird. Very weird, bro.
This is definitely a weird segment. So Edge lives in Asheville, North Carolina.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, Asheville, North Carolina, with Beth Phoenix and their 2 daughters. Purple Bond is in the building. $5 super chats. Brew. At least Chris is getting there and how good the show was, but it's hard to convince Russo, bro. It's all right. Agree, disagree. Gotta leave it at that. I'm not getting there. That's for sure. That's not a. No, hold on a second.
Chris, I'm not. Listen, hold
on. Let me finish this real quick.
Go ahead, Chris.
I hold on. I know some of the huge fans are like, "Oh yeah, he started." No, I want to give credit where credit is due and say that this was slightly better than the normal Raws, but that's still a pretty low bar. It wasn't very good still. So
guys, I represent the casual fan who is no longer watching. I am not going to lower the bar.
Yeah.
I am being realistic, and I'm telling you, this is not the kind of stuff that's going to bring a casual fan back. And we'll go through every second, and I will show you the things that the casual fan is sitting at home and saying, really, bro? Like really? I'll go through everyone, and I will not lower the bar, guys. I am sorry, man. If you want my time and you want the time of the casual fans, you got to earn the time, bro. I'm not lowering the freaking bar.
And that's fair. I mean, like,
Chris, you want Ohio State finishes at 500 this year. You're happy? You're happy, bro?
No.
And why not, Chris? It's 500. They won as many as they lost. Why not?
Nope.
Exactly, bro.
And here's the thing, the point, and even to that point. So I'm expecting quite a bit from Ohio State, especially this year, because Ohio State is ranked number 2. They actually have ESPN ranks them the highest to be a part of the playoffs right now, highest percentage. And Ohio State 1 to 2 losses a year is the expectation. 0 to 2 is typically the expectation for Ohio State. So if Ohio State loses 5 this year, if they go 7-5 this year and they go 8-4 next year, I'm still not okay with that. I mean, that's that. Even if they go 9-3, I'm still not okay with that. I'm not lowering the bar and saying, "Oh, okay, well, at least we had an 8-4 season." Right. No, the expectation is to be one of the greatest teams in the NCAA and top 4 teams. I'm not going to say, "Oh, okay, well, I'm cool that they're 8-4." No, I'm not okay with that.
Bro, I'm a Giants fan. They won 107 games last year. Right now, they are under 500. Bro, I stopped watching them in June. In June, I stopped when they played like crap game after game after game. I stopped watching in June. I'm gonna waste my time. I'm gonna sit there because they're playing 500 ball.
Right.
This isn't even a 500 team, bro. I'm not lowering the bar. I'm not, bro. I am talking for casual fans.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you things that happen in this show, why they will not come back. Let's go through it, bro. We have Miz and Ciampa then, and Miz doesn't want to talk about it. Here's the funny thing, bro. This is what I'm talking about. You guys got to think things through. So Miz doesn't want to talk about it, and a couple of scenes later on, Pierce tells us that Lumis was released from police custody because Miz didn't want to file any charges. Okay, so let me get this straight. Miz doesn't want to talk about it. Something traumatic happened. He's scared to death of the guy. He's got eyes in the back of his head throughout the whole match, but he didn't want to press any charges. Bro, would it not have made more sense to you, Chris, if, I hate to break the news to you, Miz, Lumis met his bail and he's out right now?
Mm-hmm.
Does that not make more sense to anybody? This guy kidnapped Miz. Miz is clearly afraid of him. Miz isn't focused on the match, but yet, for whatever reasons, the guy didn't press charges.
Yeah.
Bro, this little stuff matters, bro. It freaking matters because, again, wrestling fans will accept anything. A casual fan will sit there and say, wait a minute, bro, you got the heebie-jeebies from this guy. You got eyes in the back of your head, but yet you didn't press charges. Oh, okay, that makes sense, bro. Like, these things matter, bro.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's the nuance. I agree. It's the nuance, man. The nuance matters, and the details and nuance matters. It just makes more sense. It makes it more intriguing, and it makes it more the spotlight on Dexter Lumis. It seems a bit dismissive, and it kind of pushes him to the side if he's saying that he dropped the charges. You need to, if this whole thing is to highlight Dexter Lumis, it needs to be that he's some ravaged, caged animal that's coming to get you, and he made bail. And that's when the sightings, and it was ended up being another security guard, and then him being in the back of the car. It makes more sense now because he's afraid that he's going to come get him out of bail. That's what makes it, it makes it more intriguing that way. So I think that's a really good point there. Yeah. We had a super chat. Let me give my guy some love on the super chat. My guy, Awesome Sauce, $5 super chat, bro. Speaking of casuals, did you see Nash's tweet? Will Ospreay on merchandise after he bragged about all of his 5-star matches? I did, and Nash gets another. He gets that for me.
And then Ospreay
squad.
And then
Lame.
Ric Flair came back and buried him.
Oh, Flair, Jordan doing too?
Yeah, he says he paid more out to his ex-wives than Ospreay's made in his entire career, or something like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, Flair came back, bro.
Very nice. Yeah. It's interesting how nowadays, it's all about.
Bro, that's the thing. I met Will Ospreay once when I was over in England. He was very nice to me. He was a nice guy and everything else. Mm-hmm. But what Kevin said wasn't really a shot.
Yeah.
Kevin said, okay, bro, he's got all these 5-star matches. What do your merch sales look like?
Yeah.
That's not a shot. Like that's a legit. How much money have you made in merch? That's a legit question, bro.
Yeah, well, he was offended, and he talked about, and he did the lamest, like who hasn't heard about the tearing the quad joke at this point? Like, it's so outdated, it's so antiquated. It's like, well, come on, that's the best you have right now.
These kids don't want to go toe to toe with the veterans, especially Kevin Nash,
because they don't know how to cut promos.
No, man,
you don't know how to cut a promo. You really think that you're going to out roast Kevin Nash and any old school person who thinks about promos on the fly? and you think you're going to out roast someone like that, there's no way. Like, don't even try it.
No.
And the very fact that he threw out the quad references, like, dude, quit. Just stop while before you even begin at this point, man. So you don't want to go toe to toe with an old school.
Yeah, I get that all the time, bro. Like, I'll put facts out there, and then I'll get, why don't you put that on a poll? And it's like, bro, like, what do you even say to, like, what do you
That's
say?
so lame.
Like, I get that. Oh, bro, that's everybody's comeback. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, bro, we're going to put it on a poll. Right? That's what we're going to do.
Bro,
the generation you're dealing with, bro, like they're so, like, literally, bro, brain dead. I mean, I don't know any other word to describe, because you can't have conversations, you can't have talk, you can't have an opinion. They're just absolutely brain dead.
Oh,
absolutely.
I mean, look, if you don't, you can't have an opinion. And nowadays, I mean, we just, again, as a psychology doctor, I see it all the time, even with research. Any social psychologist would affirm that just we live in a generation. We live in a society, especially in the States, where, like, if your opinion is less than my opinion, therefore your opinion is wrong. It's not just an opinion. And then I'm going to throw out a bunch of ad hominems to you to show how much you're just wrong and I hate you and I can't, like, it turns into like hating the person because you disagree with them.
And bro, what the sad thing is, I swear to God, I don't even know why I do this, but, like, I literally am trying to educate the audience. I'm literally trying to educate you with facts. And then you just get this stupid crap. Like, it's like, my God, bro, like seriously, man. Like,
yeah. Ospreay also said the app is jokes when you think about it. I put effort into my job and people either argue with each other or put people down. You know what's gonna be jokes when I get 26 5-stars and say I'm better than Misawa? You're all gonna fight each other yet.
Is that what Ospreay said?
Yeah.
Bro, I don't know. And I like the kid. I met the kid. I like the kid, even though he unfollowed me on social media because he didn't like the stuff I said about the new style of wrestling. So yeah, I will teach Vince a lesson, because God forbid Vince doesn't like this style, like.
Shout out to Kenny Omega. He replied to Nash and he said, justifiably putrid, good sir. So hey, he agreed with Nash there.
But you know what, bro? That exchange was exactly the world we're living in, because Ospreay's putting over the 5 stars for Meltzer.
Yeah.
And Kevin is talking about business and money.
Correct.
How much merch? That's the difference, bro. Yeah. That's exactly the divide. It used to be a business.
Yep.
Now the marks are all about having the best match.
That's right.
That's the divide, bro.
We see that every week on AEW. So I mean,
that's it right there. That's the divide, bro.
It is. I remember Triple H saying years ago that he was like, you know what, he made so much money than a bunch of I'm paraphrasing what he's saying. He makes made so much money than the high flyers and the ones who just does a bunch of flips, and he didn't have to do any type of top rope moves. You know what I mean? And he makes way more money than people who do flippy flops and super kicks and things like that. And he's got a point. You know what I mean? He's like, he made all this money on the ground. And I mean, if you think about it, there's not a lot of money. There's not a lot of people who or among the best of the best who are known for being like flippy floppy over the top high flyers.
Bro, you want to know something funny? I'm gonna bring up like a baseball reference too, because bro, a lot of times when these rookies first come up, like the Bryce Harpers, the Fernando Tatises, the Julio Rodriguez's, bro, when you watch them, their first 1 or 2 years, bro, they're running through fences. They're diving in head first. Like they play baseball with reckless abandon.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, bro, they get hurt
Mm.
and they're out for 3 months. And bro, when they come back, you can see a change.
Yeah.
You can see now it sinks in. I'm not going to go through that wall to catch a ball and be out for 6 months for 1 out.
Right.
But it sinks in.
Yeah.
They realize and they kind of take a step back. These wrestlers, bro, they could get 1,700 concussions and they won't slow down. They'll continue to go out and do the same thing week after week after. It blows my mind, man.
Yeah. And then they'll continue to do it because they're looking for the thrill. That's the thing, man. It becomes the drug. It really does. They're looking for the thrill, man. They're not really caring. And the thing is, it's like you're having all these people doing these flips, and then they're not making nowhere near as much money as someone who's just doing groundwork all the time. You know what I mean? It's like you got to think smarter.
I always say this about like Kevin Nash, like, bro. I remember like specifically like working with him in TNA when he was older. Bro, I remember like literally being in the first row, like right on the the guardrail there, and watching Kevin and bro just throw those knees in the corner. Bro, it looked like he was killing the guy. And I, like, as somebody that saw a million things, knows it's a work and everything else, I'm like, and Kevin, isn't touching the guy. That's all he had to do, bro. Yeah. That's it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. Lewis, $10 euro. Super chat.
Lewis, that's a great point. That's great creative, Lewis. I agree with you 1,000%, bro.
I was running the show and they wanted Miz there. I wouldn't give them any dialogue. Just remain silent. Yep.
That's great. That's great, Lewis. I like that very much.
Yes, indeed. Let's get to Asuka and Bianca Belair defeating and Alexa Bliss defeating some enhancement talent. You know what is interesting with this segment? I would have actually preferred this segment than some 50-50 with another like Doudrop and Nikki ASH and Tamina or something like that. So if this was this is the old school way of highlighting talent. So, but the problem that I had with this segment, I didn't have a problem with them going against enhancement talents because it's to completely highlight them as a team preparing for the go home show. That's old school. But the fact that the enhancement talent got some stuff in, I'm like, okay, I've got a problem with that because like there's no way that enhancement talent gets stuff in with the match against, to highlight some stars. There's no way they should have got as much stuff in as they did. I wasn't a fan of that at all.
Chris, I'm going to talk on behalf of the casuals again. No casual fan is going to sit through a match where they obviously know who the winner is going to be. There's no point to
Unless
it.
It's a squash. I think squash has helped people, but
they're not. There's no reason to why. I'm talking about casuals.
Yeah.
Think about if Monday Night Football's on right now. You're going to sit through this?
I would sit through a game of Ohio State versus like Texas Western or something like that. You know what I mean? Like I would know that y'all are about to just beat the snot. But I would feel some type of way though if Texas Western is actually going back and forth and it's actually a competitive game against Ohio State. I would be upset with that. But if they're just running up the score on them, I'm like, okay, sweet. Now I get to see CJ Stroud throw the football, see if he got his reads together, and it's more of a kind of a prep work for the more competitive games. Right. But if it's 50-50 to competitive against Texas Western, I'm super upset about that. I'm like, there's no way in the world it should be this competitive. So I think that's a good comparison there. Next we have Kurt Angle appearance. He gets interrupted by Alpha Academy. I'm mentioning your thoughts with that. I shared my thoughts already. I like
First of
how
all,
he
he
was.
looked great. He looked
He
like
looked. He looked phenomenal.
ridiculous,
Absolutely.
ridiculous.
Yep. Yep.
But again, bro, like I'm sorry. Like when they got into a couple of things I didn't like. He looked tremendous. It's in Pittsburgh. I get all that, bro. All that works. But here's what I'm not doing. I'm not doing two things. Number one, I'm not doing a ridiculous shush off with Kurt Angle. I'm sorry, bro. Like, come on, man. And then number two, bro, after the shush off, he goes in the back and they have Edge make him look like an idiot. So you're going to bring back a guy like Kurt Angle in his hometown in Pittsburgh to make him look like an idiot? Like, why? I don't understand that. Why?
I think it was kind of a nostalgic, moment.
It doesn't matter, bro. It still makes them look stupid, man. I know what they're going after, bro, but maybe it's because Kurt's a friend of mine and like I'm just like, really, bro, but that's just the way I feel, bro. Maybe some people might have thought it was great.
Yeah, I think it was I think people pop for I would even say the casuals pop for it, because especially if someone knows about the 2001 2002 era, and that's typical. Basically that's what happened. he did that same deal around 01 02, and Edge did start the "you suck" chants, and he did the same deal of him reading stuff, and it'd be there's something back on the back of
but at least if you're gonna do that, bro, when you get to the end of it, let Kurt be smart enough to
yeah, exactly. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah, do something like that. Don't make them look like an idiot, bro.
That makes sense. Yeah. Next we have the Street Profits. Basically, so they came out and challenged before that segment. Before the Edge and Angle deal. They came out to challenge Alpha Academy. Do you think anything? Do you think we're getting anything out of Street Profits, or do you think they're just going to be that team that's just there without any?
They're not getting elevated in any way, shape, or form. And bro, they did it again here. You had two baby faces double teaming the heel.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, you're putting sympathy on the heels.
Yeah.
They did it with Rhea Ripley. There's three guys and her with a stick to defend herself.
Yeah.
And then you got two Street Profits on one heel.
I think with the Edge segment, I guess here's what, and this is a Clash of the Castle preview here. I guess this can be article worthy. So with this Rhea Ripley in the mix here, and we'll get to the Dominic segment, but why, like, you can't really pair 3-on-3 because they've been doing still the halo since Rhea's a female. She still has that halo, right? Do you think that there'll be physicality against Rhea, or do you think she'll just keep having that, halo because I'm a female, you can't touch me, but I can touch you type of deal? Where does this go?
It's going to be over because they've already tipped their hand, bro. She's got this magical control over Dominic, and he's going to turn on them at the pay-per-view. They've already tipped their hand. It's freaking crystal clear, bro.
Yeah.
There's not even anything to think about. It's as clear as day, bro.
I think it's obvious. I think it's super obvious, man. Yeah. Next we have the Matt Riddle, Seth Rollins interview. We talked about this.
I need it,
Joey.
I need it, Joey, and I need a head rest for a second too. Get Joey up here. I'm going to rest my head.
All right, Joey.
Time out, Joey. Time out, Joey.
All right, Chris. Here's another bubble where, like, again, casual fans. I'm sitting here and I'm like, are you guys kidding me, bro? They're fighting in the parking lot. Okay, why are they Why are they sending the referee? This is what I mean, bro. If it's in the parking lot and the boys are just getting to the building. Why can't the boys be separating them? Why do we gotta have referees in the freaking parking lot? This is what I mean, bro. Get your head out of the bubble.
Yeah.
If the boys are just showing up for work and people are pulling in, let it be the boys who break them up. You send refs, it looks so freaking stupid.
The refs are supposed to come in earlier in the day just to make sure that there's no, scuffles or anything, any chaos going on in the parking lot. They're out there ready, to go out. And do you think like those two referees do you think that they can actually break up Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle?
Well, Rudy probably could. Rudy Charles could. He's a bad, he's a bad,
he's a bad, you know what?
He's a bad seed. Then, bro, at least we got the issue. At least the issue was explained to us. Corey Graves got to the bottom of it, and Seth made it clear. Here's the issue. I'm up here. And Riddle's climbing to the top. All right, now I understand. Now I understand why these guys want to kill each other. But again, bro, the verbiage, nobody likes you. Like it's so elementary. And then, like I said, bro, Riddle's a babyface.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna say, well, your wife left you and your kids don't want to see you. So if I'm a casual and I'm hearing that for the first time, is that true? Riddle was married. Let me Google Riddle. Right. Now I'm going to Google Riddle. I'm going to find out about the woman and all. Oh my God, that's insanity, bro. That is insanity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, now, bro, listen. If all that stuff wasn't on the internet, I don't think I would have such a problem with it because that's the heel being the heel.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when there's Riddle baggage on the internet, you're gonna send people that way?
Yeah. And they're gonna Google it. That's for sure.
They will, bro. Why did Triple H say China wasn't in the Hall of Fame? What did he say, bro?
He was saying if you Google her name,
if an 8-year-old Googles China, what are they gonna find? Triple H said that. Yeah. It's the same thing. If the mother of an 8-year-old Riddle fan Googles his name and sees that, then what, Trips? It's the same thing, bro. You can't have it both ways.
Yeah. So what do you with that though? I know that China and Lars and things like that, and there's with the whole Google thing, but there's more people who's like been a product of Google. Like why do you think Triple H says like a no to a Lars and a China, but yes to Sonny?
Oh, bro. Well, I'm bro. That's a whole other show. I am definitely convinced 1000% that Sonny had some really, really dangerous, damaging
sunny days.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Without a shadow of a doubt, she definitely had something over them, bro. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Interesting. Yeah. Because if you're thinking Moolah, China, you know what I mean? Like because of Moolah, and rightfully so. I mean, I heard a lot about Moolah and just hearing and finding all that out. I'm like, oh, whoa. Yeah. But even like, for instance, even when Hogan, like when he did the racism and things like that, he didn't get removed. He just kind of like got suspended from it, just for it to clear up. Yeah. Why do you think they make those like hard differences, with like a Hogan, even like a Hogan comparison?
Bro, I've spent my whole life with the WWE trying to figure out their criteria of how you get in or how you get out. I literally have. I've been trying my whole life. Like, I don't know how some people get in and other people. I don't know. I don't know what the criteria. Obviously, I'm on the out. Why? Because I do this show and I don't put their show on. I don't know what it is. Yeah. And then you get some people, bro, that they'll be lifers, like no matter what they do. And I'm talking about it, that they could have sued the company. They could have buried Vince. I don't know what the criteria is, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand, just the weight that Hulk Hogan has. But I get it. I understand that as far as suspension versus removal. But at the same time, it's like, there's certain things that all of those people who you Google are guilty as charged. And if you Google more people in the Hall of Fame, they're guilty as charged. So it doesn't make sense.
Seriously, bro. If you started going down that list and
yeah.
forget it. Bro, I'm telling you, half of them you will find unflattering.
I think that's being modest by saying half. Right. Yeah, for sure.
Right. But I mean, in this case, why you would want to drive that blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Next, we have Bobby Lashley and The Miz. Lumis he spotted Lumis in the crowd. He gets spooked, and this leads to Lashley winning. So there you go.
I mean, they used that as an out, bro, to get Lashley over in this match without hurting Miz. I mean, that's exactly what they did. But I just don't understand the whole psychology with Miz is freaked out from this guy, but yet he didn't file charges.
And I'm interested in what you think about Lashley's kind of trajectory. I've told you before, I'm big on Lashley. I actually think he should be the one who dethrones Roman Reigns. But where do you think Lashley goes from here? It seems like they're trying to bump up the prestige of the U.S. Championship, but at the same time, they're not really putting him into any stories that make.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm feeling exactly what you're feeling. There's no focus on him.
Yeah.
There was absolutely there was zero focus on him in this match. They were able to give him a good win, but the focus was clearly not on him during this match.
Yeah, but what does the good wins even mean? What does that even mean if there's no story?
They mean something in the bubble, bro. Keep them. You know what they would tell you, Chris? Keep them strong. Keep them strong. That's what they would tell you.
Keep them strong, but then I would say for what? Like, what are we keeping them strong for? You know?
Right. Yep.
If there was one heel right now that's kind of in the mid card that you would want to feud with Lashley, who would it be?
God, bro.
If you had the books. Just throw one person out there. Who you think?
That's there now?
It's there now, yeah.
It's tough too, bro, because I don't really watch SmackDown, so I would assume it would.
Or just Raw. Somebody Raw.
Raw. My God, bro. Oof. There's nobody there, bro.
Yeah. I mean, can't think of anybody?
No, I can't. I honestly can't. Almost. They did that already, didn't they? Well, you said somebody there. This is an outsider, bro.
Who said I wasn't there every week? I'm there, all right.
Yeah, well, you better rear your head, Black Scorpion, because they need you, bro. They need you badly.
I unmasked back in WCW in 1990. But I think for now, I don't think I'm going to unmask ever. You will never know who the Black Scorpion is. But I will tell you this. I am on Raw, and I am on the Legion of Raw.
Very nice, Black Scorpion. Very nice. Yeah, they could use Black Scorpion. That's for darn sure, bro. Absolutely.
Lashley versus the Black Scorpion.
Yes.
Man, sign me up for that one, man. That's
yes.
That's going to be legit. The Black Scorpion is the United States champion. Wow, man. That would be a dark America if the Black Scorpion was the United States champion. That's for sure. Edge and Kurt Angle backstage segment. Angle walks up to the Mysterios. Mysterios do that. We talked about that as far as so at the end of the segment, we did see Dominic potentially, asking Ray, why didn't you choose me? I'm family. Well, Edge is family. So I think, it was as clear as day where they're leading this. Do you think it was too obvious? Do you think they should have toned down the obviousness of this, or do you think the segment went decent or at least good.
I just think it was so totally obvious, bro. I go back to the Attitude Era when we had Rock drop an elbow on Vince when they were really in cahoots, because guess what? An elbow is not going to kill Vince.
Yeah.
So even if it was something like that where Ripley did something to her or Dominic did something to her, even if it was something like that to throw you off track, and then you come back after the story and say, yeah, I took one for the team or she took one for the team, but this was just blatant.
Yeah, it was so obvious, man. So obvious.
Bro, it's funny, bro, because students of the game, and that's without a shadow of a doubt, that's what Triple H is.
Yeah.
Bro, they tend to always go back and watch footage from the good old days and promos from the good old days. And really, that's what they're seeing, bro. Like all the stuff they're doing, they've seen in the context of wrestling before. And that was one of the things with me and Ed, bro. If we would be there writing something and we knew we saw this before, we would say to each other, no, bro, they did this back then. They did. We would say, no, bro, they've seen that before.
Yeah.
We got to come up with a new look.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff you just seen before, bro.
Lewis is back in the building. Let me see. There is a super chat right here. Lewis, my man, $10 euro. I'm curious, Vince. Would you be more creative with Theory by using his phone for different things?
I like
Only
Lewis.
Because he's pretty much the modern.
Yes, Lewis, absolutely. If he could catch things on his phone that we shouldn't be seeing, maybe conversations, maybe wrestlers in lewd acts. Yes. If it got more creative, absolutely yes, Lewis.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can dig it.
Yep.
Next, we have the Usos with Sami Zayn. They cut an in-ring promo interrupted by Kevin Owens. This leads to Kevin Owens defeating Jey Uso with Sami Zayn with some hesitation. So it seems like the writing has been on the wall for a little bit, a few weeks now at least, to get a babyface Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn team against the Usos. I personally wouldn't mind that. I just think it should have been stretched out a little bit more. Like for me, this should have been stretched out for Mania, and I think they're doing a little bit more premature, to be honest with you. But the thing is, I don't mind this at all. I don't mind Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn against the Usos. That makes sense to me as a Mania match and having them be the ones who dethrone the Usos. But to me, it still doesn't make sense. Make it make sense to me. Why do I like Kevin Owens again? Why is he being cheered? Just because he said I'm going back to the Kevin Owens show, why does that make him a babyface again? That part doesn't make sense to me. Give me story of why Kevin Owens is doing something that's being cheered other than doing like intense promos. I don't understand that.
Well, then again, Chris, you're talking for casuals, because for the internet, he'll forever be an internet darling.
Sure.
Kevin Owens will always be. So will Sami Zayn. That's not going to go away. But I think the casual fan is saying the same thing you're saying. He's a heel. He's a babyface. He's a heel. He's a bit like there's no rhyme or reason for it.
Yeah, I just don't understand. I mean, just because the thing is, when he went back to the Kevin Owens show, he attacked Ezekiel, and Ezekiel's a babyface. So,
and we're speaking of Ezekiel,
he got written off.
Is he? Is he done?
Yeah, I think they're writing him off for Elias to come back. But which doesn't make sense to me.
I need a Toots break. Pull Toots. I want to talk. I want to talk to Toots for a couple minutes. Right, Toots, I need Toots.
All right,
Toots. Toots, what's happening here, Toots? In your day, Toots, it was so simple. It was so pure, Toots. We understood what was going on. People acted like people. Yes. Toots, say something, Toots. What's going on? He's got another say.
He's got he's speechless, man.
Toots is absolutely beside himself.
He's speechless, man.
Bro, I'll tell you what I do hope, and I think we will see more of this, and this is definitely a positive. We got to start seeing more SmackDown people. We've got to start seeing the whole roster. We've got to start seeing that. This is the first time I saw Sami Zayn on Raw in a long time.
Yeah.
We definitely need more.
See, that's where we differ. I like the split, man. I like the split because to me, Raw is just, it's just too much cramming and just meaningless spots. I mean, it's like, do good with what you have, like work with what you have. I get what you're saying as far as Sami Zayn, because that actually makes sense, because the tag team, it is undisputed tag teams. So to me, it makes sense for the tag teams. They're interchangeable because they're both Raw and SmackDown, and they're going for both championships. But yeah, I like the split, man. Because to me, SmackDown, you don't watch SmackDown, but SmackDown has a different vibe a lot of times than Raw does. And to me, like for instance, the past couple SmackDowns has been pretty solid. I used to, like, probably a couple years ago during the Jey Uso and Roman Reigns feud, SmackDown was leaps and bounds better than Raw, because there was a story that was really carrying the shows every week. And even when Kevin Owens was thrown in there, it was a little contrived, but it was still like head of the table. People keep Cesaro head of the table. You know, people will keep being thrown at Roman Reigns to make him look stronger and stronger and stronger. I loved that storytelling for Reigns.
Yeah.
But for Raw, though, it's just, to me, it's just night and day a lot, when it comes to the dynamic. And I'm like, I don't want Raw's pause to be anywhere near SmackDown to me. Yeah. Next we have Damage Control cutting a backstage promo. What's the point of them, Vince? I mean, like, I know that you've been asking this same question for the past few weeks. Why are they there? What is it?
Bro,
who are they?
I swear to God, I didn't even know who's the one with the British accent. Is that not Ione Sky or Lalani Kai? Lalani Kai?
Kai's from New Zealand, Sky's from Japan.
I swear to God, I didn't even know Kai had an accent until tonight. I didn't even know she had an accent until tonight, bro.
She has a New Zealand accent.
Oh,
yes,
boy. Isn't Ripley's from Australia, right?
From Australia, yeah.
But the accent is similar.
Yep, yeah.
There used to be a day, bro, where these two would not have been on the same show with similar accents.
Really? This was like that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
interesting. How was he about accents? I know that he really wanted, he was really hesitant about Styles because he had a really, really strong Southern accent.
Southern accents.
Yeah,
like
and he had
Southern
Styles
accents.
continue to like do classes and do promo stuff to get him to get the accent off. So
Yeah,
how was he
bro,
about accents?
When I've gotten in trouble for saying this, but it's the God honest truth, and it's kind of like a New York, Chicago, California thing,
Mhm.
bro. Throughout the wrestling business, if you had a strong Southern accent, it was very, very hard to get over, bro. Because look at history.
Mhm.
Who with a Southern accent got over big time mainstream? People will argue with me and say Dusty. And I'm like, wait a minute, bro. Dusty
You also, baby.
did not have that's not a Southern accent. That's a Dusty accent. That is not. But bro, when you look at wrestlers who had that heavy Southern accent, bro, I gotta tell you, I'm being honest, and I was his biggest fan. I think that's what held Sid back. I
He's
really
from West
do.
Arkansas.
Yeah, and he had that Southern accent, bro. Bro, who with a heavy Southern accent was over to the masses in wrestling, in the history of wrestling?
I see Stone Cold.
Wait a minute. Stone Cold has a Southern accent, bro. That's a Texas accent, bro. Texas is not the South, bro.
JBL. I see JBL.
That's not a Southern. You guys are getting confused.
Like
Those
the
guys
drawl, like a
those
Southern
guys
drawl.
but those guys are from Texas. It's completely. Jeff Jarrett's got a Southern accent.
Yeah.
That's the accent that I'm talking about.
So Jarrett was over, right?
Not massively.
Not
over.
like Hogan over.
Yeah, I'm talking about like huge,
like among
huge.
some, among the top 10 or 15. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you really got to think about it.
What do y'all think, SK Nation? So among the greatest of the greats, the top 15 to 20 of all time,
on a national level,
national level, even international level.
Yeah.
Who was among the top 15 to 20 of all time with the Southern accent?
Southern accent. I'd say the closest was Sid.
Okay.
If you
now Southern accent is that Southern drawl, like that Southern
y'all.
I'm
fixing to do this. I'm fixing to go to the groceries. The minute they're fixing to do something, they're from the South. Bro.
Gotcha. Shawn Michaels, somebody said.
Come on, people. Will you stop? Shawn Michaels had a Southern accent. Yeah, Shawn Michaels used to say y'all in all his promos, bro.
Tracy Smothers, Terry Funk, Dory Funk.
Bro, people are getting confused between Texas and the South. They're two completely different dialects, bro. Trust me. As a New Yorker, bro, a guy from Texas will beat your you-know-what, Chris. A guy from the South, you will beat his you-know-what. That's completely different, guys.
Someone said, I thought Texas was in the South.
No.
I'm
talking South. I'm talking Florida, Georgia, the Carolinas, Tennessee. That's what I'm talking. Alabama.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Texas is not.
So people are saying stuff. I said top 15 or 20. Now people are saying R-Truth, Trevor Murdoch, Big Boss Man.
I said over on a national level is what
Cornette,
I said.
somebody said. Jim Cornette. A few people.
Hey, bro, that may be the closest.
Yeah.
That may be the absolute closest,
bro.
One.
Yeah. Cornette's a good one.
I
mean, not top 15 or 20, but Atlas, Tony Atlas, he had a Southern accent. And he was the Hall of Famer. So I'll give you Atlas, but still not top 15 or 20 all time. And that's the point, among the best of the best who had who had a Southern accent. So interesting.
Yeah, I mean, AJ used to be real heavy, bro. So, my gosh, so night and day to where he is now.
Yeah, he's done a great job. Next we have the Miz goes to the car, doesn't know that Dexter Lumis is in the back. What do you think about this story?
That was good. No, that was good, bro. Listen. One of my biggest critiques was they never got out of the building. They're taking the time to do that now. Even I mean, bro,
theory.
Yeah, there was nothing to that. Oh, why didn't you call me? Well, you could have called me. Oh, I could. But at least they're out of the building. Yeah. The Lumis thing, I knew he was going to be in the car, but that's okay. At least that was creative, bro. Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that. I want to see more of that.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that next week. Again, like I said this week, I hope they don't just do yet another Miz segment that he's just walking out with.
I swear to God, I honestly believe, Chris, because of this show, they did something. I'm telling you, Chris.
Speaking of that, there's a lot of buzz about Vince Russo being a consultant for the WWE for 2 years.
No, not the WWE, USA Network.
USA Network. Okay, yes. So you were a consultant for the USA Network.
Yes, right before WrestleMania in 2000, from 2020 to 2022. That's why when people tell me, I'm old, I'm bitter, I'm out of touch, I don't know anything, bro, I knew what was going on with that network straight from the horse's mouth. And I want to make one thing clear, Chris, because this is why the dirt sheets really pee me off.
Yeah, set them straight.
Never did I say anywhere Vince McMahon knew. He did not know. What happened, Chris, was, bro, years and years and years ago, Ed Ferrara was consulting for the USA Network, and Vince never knew about it.
Hmm.
So the product got so bad, and I was like, man, bro, I really want to work with the network. I don't want to work with any wrestling company, but the network, somebody needs to smarten the network up.
Mm-hmm.
I contacted the network. They knew who I was, called me back immediately, saw the value in me being a consultant. But the vice president I spoke to said to me, you know what, Vince? I want to give Vince McMahon the benefit of the doubt. I am going to tell Vince McMahon that we had this conversation, and I am going to highly recommend to Vince McMahon that he needs to have a discussion with you.
Hmm.
So the vice president of USA Network did exactly that, completely caught Vince McMahon off guard that I was talking to the USA Network, didn't know what to say, and gave the vice president the old, let me think about it. Well, of course, he never acted on it. So now the USA Network called me back and he said to me, Vince, if Vince ain't going to use you, we're going to use you. But the reason why he didn't want Vince to know was because he said to me, if Vince knows some of these ideas are coming from you, he will never use them. So it's important that Vince does not know. So it was on one of the sites today that, Vince McMahon, Russo said Vince McMahon knew. No, bro, he never knew. I never said that.
Was he pretty hot about so Vince never knew.
Never knew.
Wow,
he just found out when everybody else did.
Wow. Was he pretty I wonder if he's pretty hot about it.
I think he's got more important things to worry about right now, Chris. You know?
Yeah, you know, he can be talking to he can be talking to there.
There you go. Yeah. You look at the Elfiers too. He's got Where's my favorite? Hold on, bro. Let me share. You're going to share a photo with me. I'm going to share a photo with you. Is that okay?
Absolutely, man. What you got?
I'm sure. Hold on. Yeah. Well, let me listen to your opinion of this. He's obviously at a Planet Fitness.
Yes, he is at a Planet Fitness.
Bro, is this a 100% sympathy shot? I say it is without a shadow of a doubt.
I think he's trying to I think that again, as a PR guy, man, he's trying to gain the sympathy of the crowd, man.
Bro, I'm going to be honest with you. I saw this was sent to me. I felt bad. I really felt bad when I first got this.
Yeah, so the there's a lot going on with photos of Vince McMahon. I'm sure that one of them we can't really talk about, but it's going on. It's been all over the place as far as the past couple of weeks.
What's this? Whoa, give me a hint. I don't know what you're talking about.
Just a couple of words, a couple of letters like a T, an M, and a Z.
The only thing I saw on there was him shielding himself. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, a lot of people were talking about his elbow too. His bursitis. I don't know.
Oh, really? I didn't notice
his
that.
elbow looks really, really bad.
Yeah, I don't know why I feel bad for the guy. I do.
Hey, man, he's working out at Planet, making $10 a month, paying $10 a month to go to Planet, man. So hey, man, look, man, I'm a faithful Planet guy. You know, I've got my guns, from Planet, man, and there's some good things in Planet.
My most disappointing thing about this is, Chris, believe it or not, I do have a degree in journalism.
You do?
Yeah, I have written a couple of books. I have written a couple of screenplays and pilots. Okay. So as a journalist, bro, like I want to hear both sides. That has been my problem. There's been no WWE side.
Yeah.
There's no, like, usually, bro, people, oh no, the truth's going to come out, nothing. Yeah. That's the problem I'm having. Like, I really want to hear your side. I really want to hear the explanation. Nothing.
I don't think there's going to be one, man. And it's interesting because your degrees in your degrees in journalism, and I have an undergrad in PR, and I keep thinking about like image. What does that image look like as far as just presenting Vince McMahon? And we're about to see it.
Well, you want to see image, yeah.
And image is everything, man.
It's sack. Here is your image. Is that what he wants?
So he this probably like 4 a.m. He's tired. He just woke up. He had about 2 hours of sleep at the local hotel. And he's just tired, man. He's just kind of slumped down. He's like, you know what? I got a lot on my mind. I wish I was
his road dog would say, bless his heart.
Bless his heart. Bless his heart. Throw that up one more time. Man. I'll speak for Vince McMahon here, man. I'll defend Vince McMahon, and look, listen. He just doesn't stop. Okay, we see the text, so you might want to just throw the. We see some text words. So you.
Well, I said he just didn't stop, and then the great Ben Hameen said, "It must be his personal hell to have to work out with common people." Seriously, I mean,
good point.
I mean, come on, bro. Like, point. Really? That's gotta be killing him, bro.
I was using that machine. you mind moving? I was using that machine.
I even said to you, you almost feel sorry for him.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, throw the picture out one more time, and I want to speak. I want to speak for Vince in this, but I want to let you know what Vince McMahon is thinking about when he's at that machine. Okay, yeah, I'm really tired right now, and I was actually on my third set. You mind moving there? I'm really tired. You see me right now? And he was really upset. He's really upset that the person and the person's on his phone. You see the person on the phone in the back there?
Yeah,
he's just. I mean, that's Planet Fitness, man. That's like he's working all these He's working all these plebeians.
Money is the root of all evil, Chris.
The love of money, yes, indeed.
Money is the root of all evil, bro. Nothing good comes out of it ever, man.
Yeah, man. You can only get so much money and power, man, before it all comes to bite you in the face, man. Yeah. If you are not using that correctly, so. Yeah. We talked about the Gargano spot. We'll see what happens there, and then
again, they're out of the building. Good. Yeah. See again, bro, this was really an opportunity to tell us more about Johnny Gargano. All he told us was he loves wrestling. Every wrestler loves wrestling.
9 months. I've been wrestling 9 months since I was 8 years old.
Like, come on, man. You got to give me more than that, bro. Please.
Yeah. The end. Raquel Rodriguez and Aaliyah defeated Dakota Kai and the Sky Sisters. They're new tag team champions. It's actually a surprise for me, but I like Raquel Rodriguez a lot.
Well, this is another gigantic hole for me, though, bro. It's like Bayley and Bayley's down there. Why does Alexa? Why do they come towards it? Why aren't they out there from the start? If Bayley's going to be out there, then why aren't they out there? Why don't they come down there until she does something?
Gotcha.
And again, too, bro, it's like you got to you got to bar these people that interfere in matches every week from ringside. Yeah. At some point, you've got to be more creative than that, bro. Yeah. Because if Rhea Ripley and Bayley and they're going to interfere every single week, at some point a referee would say no more.
Yeah, I just don't know why they would pin. I understand that they used, the bells and whistles and the, all the stuff to protect the Kai and Sky, not Kai and Tai, but Kai and Sky. And so I think what happens with them is they're trying to protect them. But to me, I don't know, man. It just seems like you really can't afford a loss, even if you're trying to protect them.
I agree with you.
I think it's too early in their gimmick to get a loss like that. I'm not a big fan of that. So I think it was a little too premature. So we'll see what happens with Aaliyah and Rodriguez. Especially Aaliyah hasn't been really over ever, and then to beat them.
Bro, what did I tell you? What did I say with Road Dogg on the show? I said to Road Dogg, bro, you bring Bailey back. She's been, how long was she out? A year and a half, Jeff, whatever it was. You bring her back with 2 girls. I don't even know.
Yeah.
There is a good chance that rather than her elevate these 2 girls, these 2 girls could drag her down. And Brian went on and on about what great workers they are. Bro, what happened? Last week, Bailey beat Aliyah, and this week, Aliyah beats one of the 2 girls under Bailey. That's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said, bro.
Yeah.
Why would Bailey surround herself with losers?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. And it was a botch finish. And so like the commentators were like, wow, yeah. I mean, it was just really anticlimactic.
Yeah.
So
hey, listen, I will say this. This is the biggest takeaway from everybody that thinks I'm negative, I'm this, I'm that, I hate Hunter, I hate the Triple H. I will say this without a shadow of a doubt. Bro, I was getting so disgusted in the product because what I was seeing was zero effort. And I will not stand for that. I will say this without a shadow of a doubt. They are trying now. They are trying now. And just that fact alone makes it a better show because it seemed for years, bro, that they just didn't care. I can't say that now. They definitely care about the show now and are putting more effort into it.
Yeah.
That's a huge positive.
And I've said it before, give it, I'm willing to wait. I mean, I've said that count, multiple times. I'll give it a few months, and we'll see. And I have seen an improvement. I've seen an improvement in effort. Again, it goes back to the, 8-4 Buckeyes is still not good enough for me. I'm expecting a 12-0, Buckeyes, maybe slip on a couple banana peels, 1 or 2, 11-1 or 10-2. But 8-4 Buckeyes, I'm not okay. But at the same time, there's still a little bit in me and say, okay, well, it's better than 7-5. So at least I'll give you that much.
But I'm gonna tell you again, bro. Listen, bro. The booker never wants anybody's help. That was the difference with me, because if I was anybody else, bro, I would have boxed Ed Ferrara out. I would have made sure Ed did not get hired. He would have been a threat to me.
Yeah.
No, bro, nobody's a threat to me because nobody's going to outwork me. I knew Ed could help the product. But every booker I've ever worked with, bro, they want it all to themselves. These little nuances that you talk about, Chris, if Hunter had somebody on the outside watching this show and saying, Hunter, why wouldn't he press charges? What about if he just made bail? I'm telling you, bro, they need someone on the outside because they'll never pick up these little nuances. Why are referees breaking up a fight in a parking lot? Come on.
Yeah. I think that's a good point from former head writer, man. I've said it before. You gotta pay attention to the nuances. You gotta. I say that all the time. You gotta pay attention to the nuances. People are really interested in those nuances because they mentally, again, from a psychological standpoint, people connect dots. People think about connecting the dots, and if I can't connect the dot, I'm either checking out or I'm confused.
Right. And Chris, I do that as a television viewer. I do that with everything. I watch. Not just this. I do. There was a new horror film that just came out called Black Phone. I'm watching this movie, Black Phone. I'm poking 80,000 holes in this. Well, that doesn't make sense. That's what we do. But it's funny, bro. Like, I just watched Stallone's newest movie on Prime Video. But, bro, I go into that knowing, all right, bro, this is Sylvester Stallone getting over. You know that. But when it's something like this that you're supposed to believe, nah, bro, you got to cover the nuances.
You have to, man. My guy, let them know about Channel Attitude.
Channelattitude.com, guys. Check it out. Bunch of shows on there at a very, very cheap cost. You will be entertained all week long.
Oh, before that, I got a couple super chats. Rollins $4.99. Sable was from Jacksonville, Florida. She had some kind of southern accent. She was over and did Playboy. Was she more over nationally than Psycho?
Wow, it's funny, Rollin, because I was around Sable a lot, and I did not consider her to have a southern accent. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah. Lewis, $5 euro. Would you guys change the interviews backstage to a panel like the news?
I don't know exactly what do you think he means?
Well, what I get from that is just like like if someone is like a panel. So I'm thinking like, you're sitting down like in a newsstand, like a news booth.
Yeah. Lewis, they wouldn't know how to handle that. That can be done. They wouldn't know how to do it.
Gotcha. That would be interesting. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the super chats. As always, super fun. This guy right here is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. See, this I love.
I'm ahead of you. I'm one step
I
ahead
love
of
this,
you.
man.
I'm one step ahead of you.
He's got my gimmick together, man. I love it.
Before you were here, and then I'm doing
you
this.
Were there. He's got
my
gimmick together, man. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, what we got?
Go ahead.
Solo.